A Lotto winner's crazy dream comes true when he hits the jackpot. The planets were aligned for an astrologer who just scored 7 million and more. These are the craziest lottery winner stories from all around the world. If you are new to this channel, my name is Timothy Schultz. This actually happened to me back in the day in 1999. I won the Powerball jackpot in the USA before going back to college to study journalism and broadcast news, but I am now meeting and interviewing other lottery winners and people who have triumphed over the odds in various ways in life. I will put a playlist to these interviews below, but let's jump into these lottery winners' stories. It was just announced in May of 2024 that an Edinburgh man in the United Kingdom, 63-year-old Raymond Young, woke up in the middle of the night to check his Thunderball ticket while he was half asleep. But he didn't fully understand what had happened. When he woke up in the morning, he assumed that it was all a dream. But he checked his ticket again, and he was stunned to realize that he had actually won the top prize, £500,000. He's quoted as saying, "I had woken up in the middle of the night and randomly decided to check my numbers, which led me to see that I had won the top prize. I must have still been half asleep though, as in the morning I genuinely thought it was all a dream." So this is literally a dream come true. This just happened, and he woke up to check his lottery numbers. He saw that he was a winner. He went back to sleep, and he woke up again in the morning and thought that it was all a dream, but it actually did happen. He is a lottery winner of £500,000. And to celebrate his success, he took a trip to his childhood favorite holiday spot, a seaside resort known as Blackpool. Wow, congratulations to him. And speaking of lottery dreams come true, that happens as well all the time with people literally dreaming of the lottery and then it happening in real life. Of course, many of you know this happened to me way back in the day, and I have met and interviewed several other lottery winners that this has also happened to. I will put a playlist to one of those videos right here. Switching over to the U.S. state of Kentucky, there's an Owensboro man who just scored $225,000 top prize from Kentucky Lottery's cash ball game. But what is especially interesting about this story is that just 2 weeks prior to this, he almost scored the jackpot. He got all the balls except for one. He actually won $2,250, but this time he can add 2 zeros onto that total because he has won $225,000. He is quoted as saying, "I said, I know it's going to happen. I got too close." He said, and I quote, "I'll get a feeling you can't win if you don't play. I've been kind of in shock." He will take home $162,000 after taxes. While he didn't have any big plans yet for the winnings, he did tell lottery officials, "I'll be back. Positive, Begets, positive." Amazing. I love everything about that story. He almost hit the jackpot. He got all of the balls except for one, and it's very interesting that he believed that it was going to happen before it did. Is this a coincidence, or could there be something more to it? But speaking of universal forces, the force was definitely with a man in Massachusetts. A Star Wars fan just scored a jackpot worth $5.37 million on May 4th. A Northborough, Massachusetts man was actually decked out in Star Wars gear when he won the lottery. James Jorgensen is said to have been elated by the huge money prize from the Massachusetts State Lottery's Megabucks game. But he was even more elated because May 4th, if you are not familiar, is almost like a holiday for Star Wars fans. It has become known as May the 4th be with you. And for James Jorgensen, who is a huge Star Wars fan, he just scored on this day. He said, "The best thing is I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I was all decked out in a Star Wars hat, a Star Wars shirt, and I won on May 4th, which is an unofficial Star Wars holiday." He opted to receive his earnings as a one-time payment before taxes of $3,609,886. Wow, the force is strong with that one. Over $5 million jackpot on May the 4th. But speaking of universal forces, there is a man in Canada who recently scored a huge $7 million lottery jackpot that he says comes from the stars being aligned at the right place at the right time. Robo Gaho is a huge believer in the night sky. He's a Montreal, Canada-based astrologer who has been writing horoscopes and astrology columns for newspapers for several decades. Although he said that he was surprised by the win, he did say that the planets were aligned. He attributes the win to a conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus being at the right place. Gaho had been playing the Lotto Quebec's lottery for several years. He actually woke up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. to check the numbers on his phone, and when he saw that he was the winner, that his numbers, that the balls lined up with his ticket, he said it was very hard to get back to sleep. And to make it even more special, the press conference announcing his win took place on his late mother's birthday. Although he liked the idea of taking $1,000 a day for life, he opted for a lump sum payment of $7 million. The 69-year-old said, and I quote, "At the age that I am, it was not long to calculate that it was better for me to take the $7 million. He revealed plans to get a new bike, as his old one was stolen from a garage 2 years ago. But perhaps he will use the money to also buy a new telescope. Congratulations to this lucky winner in Canada. And for those of you that are into astrology, I recently interviewed a Vedic astrologer about her thoughts, and she actually read my chart and looked at when I won the lottery and gave her opinion about how the stars aligned for that. But what do you think about these lottery winners' stories? Do you think that the stars and the planets in the sky can help determine if and when you win a lottery jackpot? I love checking out your comments. Get notified when new videos like this one and podcast interviews are released on this channel by subscribing, hitting the bell icon, and enabling all notifications. If you like this video, let YouTube know and go ahead and smash the like button. Support this channel and get access to behind-the-scene perks by hitting the join button below to become a member of this channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support.